Hello, dear audience. Hello, dear viewer. Live on youtube.com/Iain Lee. Welcome to the first, and I'm going to say it, Katherine, possibly the last Rabbit Hole TV show live. There is a live audience here. I'm going to whip round so you can see the live audience. Say hello.
Hi.
There we go. There we go. It's your actual audience. I'm Iain Lee. This is Katherine Boyle. And if we go over here, look, ladies and gentlemen, it's Katie Puckrik. Wowzers. So, Katherine, do you want to explain what this is, even though we haven't really talked about
I'd
it?
like to use the words, the description that our esteemed first ever guest, the Rabbit Hole, used on us earlier today. She said she was going to be spending some time with the affable bullshitters, Iain Lee and Katherine Boyle, and that's pretty much the act, isn't it?
That's the act. And for those wondering, this guy here, just behind me, he's won a competition. But when I say won a competition, he paid us £155 to be part of the show. What's your name, sir?
It's Bennett.
If he'd have paid £200, he could have used his real name.
Let that be a lesson to all
Let
of
that
you.
be a lesson to you. Pay cheap, pay twice, is what we say. We got Katie Puckrik here, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Katie. It's lovely to see you.
Good to be here. I don't know what's going to happen tonight,
No.
but the uneasiness, it's either Novavirus creeping up on me or just some titillated excitement.
Now,
One or the other. We'll find out in a few minutes.
Either way, someone's going to puke.
Yeah.
Now, did you have a documentary about you're big friends with Sparks? That was how we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found you in a record shop.
They found me. They found me. They approached me. Stranger danger. Two of them. 2 against 1. Yeah. We were at Rough Trade East, and you made your approach.
Yep.
It was convincing.
Yeah.
I did speak with you, but yeah, it was at a Sparks showcase.
We'd seen you the night before because there had been another. Yeah.
You didn't tell me this.
Oh, we totally stalked the shit out of you.
You really did.
There was another Sparks event, wasn't there,
Yeah,
Katherine?
there was a thing for
Oh, at the ICA. Okay, so it was
Yes.
an album launch.
Yeah, and you came and sat at the table in front of us, and we were both like, it's Katie Puckrik, it's Katie Puckrik.
Actual
But neither
Katie
of us had the
Puckrik.
balls to say hello to you.
I like how terrifying I am.
Yeah.
You're making me feel really good about myself.
We didn't speak to you that night.
But then we were kicking ourselves so much that when we saw you the second night, we were like, we're getting in there.
Because you manifested me. You are magic, you guys. You wanted to see me, and then there I was.
So we did a really crap fan thing of going, oh, you're Katie Puckrik, we love you.
No.
And it was a little bit gushy.
You're misrepresenting it. You gushed very sweetly, and then you just stood there looking gormless
Oh, that explains
and
it.
confused. Your eyes were a little buggy, and you just were, and you were silent.
No, I'll tell you why I was.
Katherine was smooth, and she was somewhat properly socialized.
Well, I'm socially awkward, and so. But also, this guy was talking to me.
Oh, yeah, he was.
This guy ended up talking to me
Oh,
about.
yeah.
He thought I worked in the record store.
There was a guy wearing a beret. Do you remember?
Was he the one that was trying to get all of us to go somewhere with him?
He wanted us to go to an art exhibition.
Yeah, he wanted us to go to Bermondsey to an art exhibition. Yeah.
That felt a little bit swingy to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Well, imagine how it looked to me.
Ignore that. Ignore that.
First of all, we had the creeper music coming in.
Yeah.
But no, it was like, first of all, two of you, and then he came. I didn't know what was going to happen. It was like a French farce, basically.
But also, you didn't know who we were, so we're going, hey, we do this radio show.
No, but
and
this is how easy I am. I didn't know who you were.
No.
And
We're still going to go with it.
yeah, I was like, what are you doing tonight? Because they asked me to go on the radio show. And I said, sure, what are you doing tonight? And then you turned me down. Like, oh, no, we have a guest for tonight.
Oh, yeah, we're spontaneous. We're not that spons. We couldn't have you on that evening. Even by our standards, that's a little crazy.
But when we did, it was brilliant, and I had to come and pick you up from your house because Uber refused to serve you anymore.
There's a problem with people. Yeah,
Have you got a shit rating? You're like 3.2.
What did you do?
I don't know. They came to the building and then they zoomed off. There's a time differential by the time I get the word that they're there and then I come downstairs.
Right.
So there's only so many flights of stairs I can handle.
Oh,
I'm not a mountain goat.
She's got a slow dismount.
That's what all the boys say.
I thought it was because I didn't realise that he turned up, but you just were too slow going downstairs.
Yeah, it was too
you
slow going.
Oh, well, that changes the whole scenario.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but never mind. We had a lovely ride to the studio.
Yes,
And
fascinating.
then on the way back, I got pulled over by the police.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. Oh, I shot a red light by accident.
As usual, exactly. Yeah.
No, but you're missing the point of the story, though. We were so late getting to your show, we had to start broadcasting from inside your car.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah. Fun times.
And you were having a bad time. I didn't, this was the first time I'd encountered you in your professional
Kind of having a
capacity.
bad time tonight. I've been described as bug-eyed and all these rude things.
bullshitter.
Affable shitter. You got to put that adjective in there.
But how do you know Sparks? We love Sparks, and you're friends with Sparks.
Yeah.
How do you know Sparks?
Well, what happened was I met them in 1993. I met them on a radio show.
Wow.
So Ron and Russell Mael, who are the brothers who comprise Sparks, were on a radio show in 1993, and so was I. It was Mark Radcliffe and Mark Riley on Radio 1. And Russell Mael, who's the singer, uttered the immortal words, "If you're ever in Los Angeles, look us up."
Wow.
Well, guess what? Ha! I was in Los Angeles the next month, and I looked them up, and they couldn't shake me. And then I ended up moving to LA a couple of years after that. So I lived in LA for 12 years, and we palled around. Basically, whenever they hit their 4 o'clock, they work every day. So they're recording every day, or they're writing music, or they're planning world domination. And they knock off for a coffee break at 4 o'clock. So that was kind of our sort of meeting point, was going to have some cake, coffee, and gossip. Oh, there's gossip.
Give us, because one of the reasons I love Sparks is because I don't know anything about them. You know, all pop stars and all bands, everything is out there about them. All the gossip.
They've never done the thing of playing the game, have they?
There was a mystique about them. Although I did my best to get, clear the little smoke and the fairy dust away from them with my documentary I just did on them on Radio 2.
Now,
Two parts.
This has gone out?
Yeah. It's still available
it's on the iPlayer.
iPlayer, yeah.
What's it called?
It's called The Birth of Sparks, From Beach Boys to Blighty. It's about the fact that they grew up. Nobody really knows if you care about Sparks. This is interesting. If you don't, I'm really sorry. But they grew
Listen, our audience are quite used to esoteric, left-of-center music.
Yeah, so they are pretty left of center. But they, somebody said to me the other day, I thought Sparks were German. They just scream German. They were literal Beach Boys. They grew up in the Pacific Palisades. They surfed in the 60s. And they grew up at a time where rock and roll and pop music was formulating itself. And they were there. So they were there watching early performances of James Brown. The Beach Boys.
Wow.
The Beach Boys played Ron Mael's graduation, so his high school graduation, and they were just another surf band. There were tons of surf bands, so that was just their local music. Those are regional bands. They saw Jim Morrison and the Doors play Whiskey A Go Go. They saw the Byrds. When Bowie came to town really early on in like 1970 or something, they saw him. They saw The Move. They saw The Who. They saw all these bands. So I thought this was a really great idea for a documentary to kind of frame the whole beginning of the classic rock as we know it today through their experiences as kids and coming of age. And then that led to them coming to the UK in the early 70s, where they kind of hit the big time. I mean, people thought they were weird in America, but they hit the big time with
full on pop stars with screaming kids for a while.
Because you guys understood them, and they had this sort of arch thing where they had a self-awareness, but they were full on gang busting pop glam rock.
What is it about the Brits then that is not scared off, whereas the Americans, are they either scared or they don't get it or they just pass?
Well, the thing about Sparks is that they always loved British invasion bands like The Who, The Kinks, Rolling Stones. Russell was laboring under a misapprehension that he could sound like Mick Jagger for a while before he realized, maybe that isn't where my talent is actually expressing itself. But they always loved, in Britain, there was a real appreciation for the not just the good old get your yayas out rock and roll stuff, but also the archness, the sartorial stylings, the look, lyrically, the lyrical wordplay. So, and of course, Ron Mail's lyric writing is all about gosh darn wordplay. So, yeah, Brits really got you guys. But the funny thing, they talk about this in this documentary, but they came over right when Britain was experiencing this terrible energy crisis and, 3-day work weeks and, lights going out all over Britain, at various set times. And so they were in the middle of making Come On to My House, and they had to call the recording studio the day before they went in to say, is there going to be energy? Will there be power tomorrow? And then they had their record company calling up going, guys, great job. The album sounds great. We love it. However, we don't think there'll be enough vinyl to press it.
Oh, there was a vinyl shortage.
So it was vinyl, it was
oil.
And they said, it was oil shortage, and that trickled down to the kids needing their pop music and not getting it. And so it's just kind of interesting that, it's their story, of course, and how they came to express themselves and have a career on their own terms, but also it was framed within history, so it's pop history and history.
We're going to talk more in a second. One of the things that we have asked the people, the boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen at home to do is to send in short films that they have made. Now, some of them we couldn't even broadcast because they were very, very rude.
What, below the waist?
No,
rude?
they were just rude about some of our colleagues at Talk Radio.
Oh, right, okay.
And I don't.
I bet I can guess who.
I'm not a fan of the C word, so we couldn't do it. But so we've got some here. I'm going to play one now. A lot of them are very, very dark.
That wouldn't surprise you.
I mean, quite dark. Let's all right. Let's start with this one. This is one of the less dark, fewer dark.
Fewer dark.
Thank you.
With fewer
this
dark,
is one of the fewer dark ones. Because you always correct me when I get it wrong. And this is by Darren Dutton, and this is called "I'm Gonna Make."
I'm gonna make you a pizza, a pizza pie. I'm gonna make you a pizza, a tasty pizza, at least I'll try. I'll make a pile of pizza dough and then I'll roll it flat. I'm handy with me rolling pin, now what do you think of that? Oh, I'm gonna make you a pizza, a lovely pizza, a pizza pie. Oh, lovely. I'm gonna make you a pizza, a pizza pie. I'm gonna make you a pizza, a tasty pizza, at least I'll try. When everything is ready, to the oven I will go and slide me lovely pizza in, and very soon you'll know that I've gonna make you a pizza, a lovely pizza for you to try. Oh dear.
There we go. Darren Dutton. Pizza. Isn't it? That is one of the fewer dark. There is greater dark.
I've never seen a pizza delivered with such aggression, and I've used a lot of dominoes.
I have some cultural observations about that. So I'm American, and
are you?
Yes. And here's the thing. There's certain cultural ways of your people that interest me and bemuse me and confuse me. And what this man is doing, it seems like he's captured the belligerence and the anger that always underlies these pub sing-alongs.
Yeah.
There's a fury there, right?
So I know it's funny and everything, and he's playing it for laughs, but that seems like regular. That just seems like whenever British people are in a group singing, like especially football chants and stuff, it's always terrifying.
We go quite regularly to Zakynthos, one of the Greek islands, for holidays because we've got family over there, and there's like a nice bit where all the Greeks go. And then there's this area called Lagana, which is where the Brits go, and it's full of cafes that boast English breakfast and the X Factor live and all of this stuff. And we went up there one night just for a laugh and to watch, people with sunburn throwing up in the street. And we came past one bar And there was an Elvis impersonator in the bar. And I said to my wife, I said, well, why don't we let's just pop in. Let's just pop in, we'll have a drink, we'll watch an Elvis impersonator, it'll be funny for half an hour and we'll go home. And as we opened the door, he's singing The Wonder of You. And he said, in the middle of the song, if you're not singing, you're a fucking queer. And so we closed the door and we exited the premises.
But nice of him to help out so many people with their identity issues.
Oh, it was terrifying.
I've been wondering.
What I don't get about America is why you call it pizza pie.
Nobody calls it pizza pie.
It's a pizza pie floating in the sky. That's amore. Dean Martin calls it pizza pie.
Yeah, that's Dean Martin many, many years ago.
Okay.
Things have happened. The pie of pizza-ness has moved on.
Okay,
and left the pie behind.
Okay, well that's good. That's good to know.
I heard they did pizza with a sort of like a curb around it.
What?
Upwards, and
what?
then filled, like a quiche.
I don't know. Is that a deep dish? Are you talking about a deep dish pizza?
But you get deep dish pizzas here. You get Frankie and Benny.
But
No,
aren't
not
they
Frankie
just
and
fat
Benny's.
bread?
No, that's a calzone.
Oh no, that's a flip over. That's like an omelette.
Fat
pizza.
bread.
Yeah.
Can I just say, guys, Bellend here. Bellend, do you want to recreate the face you just pulled there as Katherine was doing that?
Well, it's just bullshit, isn't it?
Affable
And that is
bullshit.
why Bellend will never learn anything, because he has no curiosity.
He paid 150 quid to sit here.
And
I'm
insult
going to
you.
give you £20 back because you've earned that.
He's done half your job for you.
It's done half the job. So what else are you up to at the moment? So the BBC, the iPlayer, if you want to go and listen to the 2-part Sparks documentary.
I'm not really.
Perfumes.
Oh, yeah. So here's this thing. I'm kind of pervy. I like smells. I don't know what it is about smell. Like when you tell people that you enjoy sniffing things, that always just seems a little unseemly and odd. It's not like, oh, I just like looking at things, sounds, or, making sounds. But anyway, if you get to the sense of smell, it just seems strange and a little unsavory. Anyway, I own it. So I love smells, and the way it comes out in my world is that I review perfumes. So I write a lot about fragrances, but I'm equally am interested in the psychology of smells and the things that it tells us about ourselves. And then just fun, weird facts, like the fact that outer space has a smell. Turns out that space dust smells like raspberries and whiskey. Yes.
Wow.
Not that you can actually literally smell anything in outer space. I wouldn't advise it.
Don't take your helmet off.
If you're out on a spacewalk, keep the helmet securely, attached. But yeah, so I have a blog called Katie Puckrik Smells, and I have a YouTube channel as well. Yeah? What? I told you people thought it was weird. Yeah. So that's it's a little strange outlet of mine. It's everybody has to have a
But
hobby.
last time you came on the show, you recommended a scent to us.
Did
and
I?
Yeah, you did. And I couldn't find it, but you
I bought it.
You
love
bought it.
And
Are
there's
you
no
wearing
left.
it now?
No, I'm wearing Hermes.
It's very subtle.
It's
Which Hermes though?
it's Elixir de Merveille.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay, yeah. So Elixir de Merveille is like a salty. It's like a.
It wasn't before.
It-
Very hot.
No, it's salty. It's like
Oh, I like this.
yeah. There you go.
Could you all turn around?
It's yeah. So
You
it's
wanna
like
sniff their asses?
it's like a beachy salty. It's a beachy salty scent that has a little bit of orange and a little bit of spice, but it's really undefinable. So it's not like you smell like a strawberry, or you smell like a stripper. I did actually
How
have
do you
a-
smell like a stripper?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Go on.
So a dancer stripper wrote to me once, and she said that she loves perfume, but she doesn't waste the good stuff on her clients.
Oh, wow.
She saves her Chanel for me time, but when she's at work, it is just like crappy Victoria's Secret, like strawberry champagne or body sprays and stuff. And so, yeah, it keeps it fruity.
I know what to get Katherine for her birthday that's coming up later this year.
Oh, to pole dancer.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Your birthday's later this year,
Yes,
isn't
it is. And you never remember where
it is. In August.
It's in August.
And it is the 19th.
No.
Is it higher or lower?
I'm not telling you. What do you think?
I think it is the 16th.
No.
I think it is the 21st.
No.
It's close.
I mean, it's in August.
Go away. Just tell us when it is, for fuck's sake.
Go again.
The 23rd,
No.
22nd,
No.
24th.
Not
Is it the 20th?
It's not the 20 anything.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.
9, 10. Oh,
It's the 12th. It's the 12th.
this is what I have to work with, Katie.
So you're the 12th of August.
Yeah.
I'm the 12th of July.
Hooray!
Yay for
All right.
us!
All right. Well, let's find out. Who else's birthday here at the Bill Murray is on the 12th?
Of something.
No, of the 12th of something. Anything.
12th of never.
12th of April.
There we go.
Well, is it the 12th? Or are you just saying that because you want to fit in?
He already fits in. Look at him. He's like, it's really snug, perfect fit.
So you're the 12th of April? Are you?
Why would he lie about that? To impress you?
Because he looks like Larry Lamb. You do?
Who's Larry Lamb? Is that one of your strange, obscure, esoteric British illusions?
No, it's one of the most famous actors this country has to offer. Star of Triangle
EastEnders?
and EastEnders. Larry Lamb.
Google image him.
All
I'll take
right.
my phone
No.
up like a professional.
Like an absolute professional. Let's have another short film. I don't know if we want to go... No, let's not go dark yet. Let's do... Oh, this is great. This is by Nick Murray Willis. And what he does is he takes sports commentary. This is great. And he animates the sports commentary completely out of context. So...
Cántalo, 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 cántalo.
Absolute tumble dryer football! Oh! Wicker man. I do not believe what I've just seen! Oh my God, an insane goal! I've just seen the most insane goal! Whatever you need, a fireman! Messi's the man to call! Boom! Boom!
Messi, Messi, Messi.
Nick Murray Nick Murray Willis, sorry. And we will put, if you're watching this now on the YouTube and this has happened, we'll put all the links. If you scroll down, you'll see all the links, and the links will be in the credits at the end. I nearly gave out the phone number then.
Don't give out the phone number. It's pointless.
I don't want to give out the phone number. It's a ridiculous thing to do. So smells, sparks. What else is going on, Katie Puckrik?
Well, I can't help but have had my attention piqued this past week by the deadbeat son. Have you guys been reading about that? The 30-year-old man.
Oh, this guy's incredible!
I love him.
Explain this story. I only saw this last night.
Such tenacity. Okay, so in upstate New York, there are some long-suffering parents who have been trying to urge their fully grown adult son, who's 30, to perhaps leave the house. And it came to the point where they had to go to court to get him out of the house. And so that they had to do an appearance before the judge, and you see all these photographs of the parents who look like really beleaguered and mousy and long-suffering, and they're just sitting in the front row of the court. And then you have this long-haired, goofy guy's name is Michael Rotondo, and he's remonstrating with the judge, and the judge just has this kind of little sly smile on his face, like he cannot believe what an asshole this kid is. And the judge just said, no, you have to leave. And the son's like, but they gave me 6 months notice, but that wasn't enough. And then apparently they've been urging the son
and they just want to cut his Wi-Fi off, open all his windows, pull his duvet.
Those are the techniques your dad used to do.
And then board the door shut.
Yeah.
No, they're doing the
nice.
softly approach. But the thing so already that was outrageous, and finally the judge just said, no, you know, you got to be joking. You're an ass clown. Get the hell out.
An ass clown. Wow.
So but the thing was his great exit was wonderful because, of course, the world's media showed up. Slow news day, showed up at the front door to see him off, and I guess he had this big estate car, but it was on its last leg, so it broke down. They had to get jumper cables.
Oh, that's precious.
So even the car didn't want to leave.
But also on the last, that's right, he called the police.
Yes, on the last
he moved
day.
out.
Yeah, he called the police because he was really just trying every single thing. So he got all his stuff together, and then he went, wait, hold on. I think I left my son's Lego in the basement, some extra bricks. Now, by the way, the fact that he has an 8-year-old son,
exactly.
he's got a child, but he does not have custody, of course. I mean, I think that goes without saying, does not have custody. But he was using the kids' Legos as an excuse to regain entry into the house. So he called the police. He said, they're not letting me in. My son's property is in there. But Dad came through and he found the Lego bricks. But a slight interesting little after point is that his progress into adulthood is being somewhat eased by the conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Who's donated some money. He's given him like $2,500.
To do what?
To stay in an Airbnb.
Oh
for a couple of days.
Would you rent a house to that guy?
Oh, he's got a plan that he's going to move in with his cousin. He's going to move in with his distant cousin. So stay tuned. But I kind of like his tenacity. I admire like the shamelessness of the whole thing, because you get a cozy situation, and if you're just lethargic enough, you can kind of just stay there. You can keep put. What do you think? No, of course you have no self-esteem and no, you're a loser if you do that.
I think fuck his parents. I think his parents are selfish and they should have moved out.
Wow, that's a plot twist. I didn't see that one.
They should have moved out and let him.
Him and the Lego.
It's their son, for crying out loud. You'd do anything for your kids, wouldn't you, Katherine?
No, not when they get to 30 and they've got their children's Lego in my basement. No, I think it's time for them to move on.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's like continuing to breastfeed when they got teeth.
Oh, I met a lady and her son.
No, don't do it, Katie.
He was 14.
No! Jesus!
And she was a breastfeeding, breastfeed until you stop feeling like it advocate. But he didn't breastfeed anymore. He announced to me that when he was 7, he decided to stop.
Wow. I saw a documentary once where there were 2 kids and they would say, Mummy, can we go tandem? And they would go one over each arm of the armchair because they were too big to sit on her lap anymore. And I just think,
how old were they?
They've got teeth and they know the word tandem. It is too late.
Yeah.
How old were they?
They were like, I think 7 and 9.
Oh, that is well, here's the thing. 'Cause there was a story in the paper this week about a woman breastfeeding a 5-year-old, and who am I to say? I mean, I'm a bloke. Who am I to say that that's weird? But
no,
that's
because they got
weird.
Frubes for 5-year-old. You don't need
Frubes.
boobs.
Frubes, not boobs.
Took up a Frube.
Frubes, not boobs.
Exactly.
It's
They have so many tasty treats at their fingertips. They don't need those anymore.
I think you can make an argument if it's like Grapes of Wrath era Dust Bowl poverty, maybe.
There's nothing else available.
Yeah. That spoiler alert, Grapes of Wrath. That's the last page.
Oh.
Some sort of like 1930s depression era hobo.
I think you can give a spoiler alert for the Grapes of Wrath.
Gets a nipple in the mouth to kind of like rally him around for another.
How old is he?
He's a hobo. I don't know. He's like a homeless Dust Bowl, Oklahoma, Okie from Muskogee. This is John Steinbeck shit, so it's literary and legit.
Wow.
Sorry, go to Lidl.
Go to Lidl, exactly.
Go to Lidl! I don't think they had Lidl in the Great Depression. I don't know.
And that was half of the problem.
I may be incorrect on that. But then if you're going to do that, then... Oh, no, I'm not even going to suggest what I was going to suggest.
Oh, no, don't. I know exactly where he's going and you don't want to join him there. Okay.
But there's a lot of
You're
protein.
such a good
There's
friend.
a load of protein in it.
And that supply is endless.
Yeah. Let's put it to the test. Is there? Hang on a minute. Belen saying something.
Well, it depends what it tastes like.
Now, you were telling me, Katherine, you'd read an article.
No, I read a mucky book.
That's a good point.
You read an article.
Yeah.
About,
Could be Moorish.
about.
I've been looking into it about how you, because a lot of people these days we're all very porny, especially the youth of today. Of course, I'm
They're
above it.
filthy.
Yeah, they're all kind of
Steer clear of the
worried
youth.
that they're not completely hairless and smooth and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But also
I
worried
didn't know that's what you meant.
worried
No,
about
I
kind
didn't know.
of
I'm not quite sure where this is
smells
going.
And they don't embrace the natural. That's kind of
Well,
something
who
to
knows
say.
what's natural anymore because that is not being documented.
Apparently, you can make yourself taste nicer according to what you eat.
Hang on, someone said pineapple.
Yes.
Is it? Did you say pineapple?
Pineapple's good?
Yaha!
Uh-huh.
And you get your pineapple from Lidl, yaha!
Is that men or women or men and women?
Because you've read.
Red berries for women.
Red berries.
Yeah, I read this particularly. It was an awful book, but I read the whole thing very quickly. And whenever she was on a promise, she would eat like loads of red berries.
Well, in the olden days, the young brides of the ancient world used to eat musk. And so if they put musk in their food, it would come out through their pores and in their secret areas of pleasure.
How'd you get musk? You have to like rub your face on a deer's armpit or something.
Well,
butthole.
yeah, more butthole than armpit.
Whoa.
But no, the musk comes from a musk deer, and it comes from a pod. It's secreted from a sexual organ, not in the anus.
No,
in more of a taint area. Remember we
taint.
talked about.
And I
taint.
tell you why I say the anus. Once I had to phone up the vet. I've got this cat who's now very old. I had to phone
There's
up the
no musk in a cat.
No, but I had to phone up the vet, and they say, I like to put my cat in velvet to say, what's wrong with her? And
Put
I
my
said,
cat in velvet.
I didn't name it. She was a rescue cat.
Okay.
No, she's not putting the cat in velvet.
No,
Oh, okay.
The cat is called Velvet. And so I found out, and they said, what's the problem? I said, I don't know how to say this, but her bum really, really stinks. And they went, oh yeah, come in, we can fix that. And what they do is there's like a pouch in the anus that stores, it gets blocked. And so what they do is they put their finger up the cat's bum and they squeeze. And she said,
It's called expressing.
expressing. And she said, if you watch, I'll show you how you can do it.
Oh boy, fun for everyone.
And I said, I'd never want to do this. I never want to put my finger up my cat's ass and squeeze. And she pulled out a thing, and it stopped her smelling. So I don't know if anyone here has got a smelly bum, but that's.
But he
what
knows
you
how
would
it's
do.
done.
Yeah,
what you would
he
do.
can help you, this man.
Should we see another video? We've
Please.
got. Let's go dark. Should we go dark?
I thought we already have.
Oh no, this is dark. So this is by Scott Ambrose, who I think, as you would say, Katherine, needs a letter home to his mum.
Yeah, okay.
I show this without comment. This is called you remember the TV series Ground Force with Titchmarsh and that lot?
Charlie.
So this is the best of Ground Force by Scott.
Number 25, Cromwell Street, Glasgow.
Here we go. That's the best of Ground Force there by Scott Ambrose. I mean, that really is
Don't remember that edition.
tepid applause.
No, I mean, I don't think it's. People are absorbing it. I mean, this is avant-garde art. We need to ponder. We need a
We
moment.
can ponder for a second.
Discussion group.
U-Tree, yeah. You can't really make jokes about U-Tree anymore,
No.
can you?
Anymore?
Well, there was a period, wasn't there? You were making jokes all the. Tony Blackburn used to make a great joke.
Yeah.
Tony Blackburn, we worked with. I love Tony. He's one of the nicest men, and he worked at 3 Counties when we worked there. And sometimes he would, when the height of this was going on,
It was like focused on Radio
Yeah.
1 and that sort of class.
and he
of
would
the
come in and he'd
1960s.
say, "Hey, everybody, still not arrested yet." And fair play to Tony.
And then he got a little bit awkward, didn't it?
No, Tony's
Poor
such a
Tony.
such a nice bloke. I'm glad Probably shouldn't have mentioned that. I think that may have been private banter.
No, he did it on air.
He did it on air. He did. I think he might have done it on air, actually. He might have done it on air. All right, listen, we're coming to the end. I've got another... let's show Beatles Jump, and then we'll kind of see if Katie's got anything else she wants to chat, and then we'll get the hell out of here. So this is by Drivel Sieve, and this is great. That's a good one. We'll put, if you're watching this, I'm going to put all of the links so you can find these people's YouTube channels and Twitter feeds and things like that, because they've taken the time to send these in. Anything else you want to say, Puckrik? It's lovely to see you. That sounds a bit smarmy, but it is lovely. It's always lovely to see you.
Oh, thank you. Well, we were talking earlier about this whole Roseanne thing and how she'd imploded in public.
It was all because of the Ambien, apparently.
Yeah, no.
I love the statement Ambien made.
They said one of the side effects is not racism.
Yeah, it doesn't make you racist. I thought that was great.
But the thing that people who are coming to this fresh, which is for anyone who doesn't know, and I envy you, Roseanne made this crack about somebody who worked for Barack Obama, who's not a headline person, Valerie Jarrett. She's not a bold-faced name in the news, but she made this crack that, Valerie Jarrett looks like she's the child of the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes. And Valerie Jarrett's a black woman, so already you're in like strange, dicey area if you're comparing her to an ape. And then the Muslim Brotherhood business is a bit weird. Anyway, it turns out that it's part of this whole conspiracy theory, and you dig a little deeper, and it turns out that Roseanne Barr loves conspiracies. So if there's Pizzagate, the thing where they were saying last year that there were pedos in the cellar of a Washington pizza parlor.
Back to Alex Jones again, wasn't it?
Yeah, back to Alex Jones. So she loves all that stuff.
She's a birther and everything, isn't she?
Yeah, she's everything. So she thinks that the CIA are programming all of us, and that there's like secret. Anyway, as if the real life isn't crazy enough and strange enough. So this was part of this whole shenanigans, is that there's this whole theory that because this Obama aide happened to have been born in Iran because her parents were doctors who worked in Iran for 6 years. So from the age of 1 till 5, she lived there. Anyway, so now supposedly she's a Muslim and she's she's gonna, bomb us or something. So that's where all this thing came out of. And then whoops, it's just the tip of the iceberg of crazy. But unfortunately, her show got canceled and hundreds of people lost their jobs.
Yeah. Even though it was super popular, it'd come back.
Oh, it's hugely popular. That's so interesting that the network actually took a stand, because goodness knows Washington, D.C. is very spineless right now.
But hasn't she done, I read that she'd also made videos of her dressed up as Hitler and putting little Jewish cookies in the oven.
Yeah. So there's photographs of her holding, burnt
That's when she was
cookies.
on the Calpol.
Yeah, that was on the Calpol. She's, I interviewed her probably about 10 years ago, and she's so interesting, and she's so accomplished, and she's done so much. I mean, she actually was able to come out and say, a woman who works in the home has an identity and has a life force and has a value. So she kind of
broke my heart. Roseanne's show when I was growing up was, they would stand up, they would say, it's okay to be in a gay relationship. Her sister on the show came out and everyone was cool with it. They were blue collar. They showed that you don't have to have loads of, it was all, she was kind of tackling issues that she had been familiar with growing up, right? But now she's a rich, powerful woman, and she's not punching up anymore, is she?
Well, she's always been a wild card. That's the thing. She's always so that's not new information, but it is really strange that she, when she first was trying to make apologies about making this comment about Planet of the Apes to this black woman, she went, I thought she was Saudi, as if that made it better.
That's okay, right, yeah. They're doing a spin-off show, aren't they? They're talking about doing a spin-off show with
her daughter.
With the daughter, or was it the sister?
Sarah Gilbert.
Right.
Darlene.
Yeah.
So that would be
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I like it because of John Goodman. John Goodman for me is what it's all about. He's the best, isn't he?
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
Everything he does is great. Listen, we're going to show one more video and then we're going to go. You've been dead patient. Dead patient. What are you talking about? For goodness sakes.
Yeah, you've been really tolerant.
You've really put up with this.
Thanks for putting up with it.
This is the last one. This is by Ashen and Plowman. This is an advert for not Star Wars toys. These are not.
They're here. The new Space Galaxy movie figures from Wenner. with movie-accurate details, movie-accurate accessories, movie-accurate scale, movie-accurate action features, all your favorite characters, Farm Youth, Smuggle Captain, Gremloid, Fixie Barrel, Princess Justice, Dark Lord Justice, Gorilla Chief, Rich Uncle Gary, Beef, and Anthony Daniels. Collect 21 proofs of purchase and receive this. New Space Galaxy figures from Wenner. Collect them. Each figure sold separately. Smuggle Captain's arms may stay attached. Beef not suitable for human consumption.
Here we go. That's from Ashton and Plowman. Guys, I think we're done. I don't know. I have literally no idea if anyone is watching it outside of this room. We have no feedback.
If you did see this, we can only apologise. Please don't hold it against us.
If you're watching it, we will put all the links to all of the people that sent all their clips in. And thank you. Big round of applause to Katie Puckrik, please. This has been the Rabbit Hole TV show with Katherine Boyle. I've been Iain Lee. Thank you very much indeed. Take care. Thank you.